Hey, welcome. I know it's been a very long time since I have recorded a video, but I had some extra time this week to get this together, so I hope it goes over well. I'm a little out of practice. So I got the recipe idea from this card that was in a Martha Stewart Living magazine: egg noodle, broccolini, and mushroom stir fry. And basically what she's doing is using eggs to make the noodles like for a lo mein style dish. I wasn't able to get all of the same ingredients, and I had to do some adjustments to make it fit our landing green pattern, but here's what I came up with. And I already practiced one set of noodles, so that's why the bowl is dirty. You take 3 eggs, break them into a bowl, making sure not to get any shells. While I'm doing this, I'm also preheating my red copper skillet over here on medium-high heat. And I have a rubber spatula to use to make this part of the dish. So I got all 3 of these eggs in, and I'm going to whisk them up, make them uniform in color. You could also use egg beaters or all egg white egg beaters if you would like. You would have to adjust the amount of lean for that. If you're going to use all egg beaters, you need 2 full cups. 3 eggs makes 1 lean. So I'm going to make 1 set of 3 egg noodles for each person. I'm making 2 servings tonight. I'm going to give a quick spritz. Oh my goodness, the handle was hot. Must have been a little too much of the cooking spray here. The last batch tended to stick just a little bit, which is why I'm using the cooking spray. And dump that in, and then I'm going to roll that around to cover the whole bottom as much as possible. It's kind of like you're cooking an omelet. And then you're going to use the rubber spatula to move the uncooked part of the egg around, scoot the cooked part of the egg towards the middle. Oh yeah, that's sticking a whole lot less. Of course, it's also been a long while since I've actually used this pan, so maybe it just wasn't seasoned at all. So we just keep rolling the uncooked parts around. Pull that cooked part towards the middle. Like I said, just like you're making an omelet or a crepe, if anyone's had the experience doing that. And I'm just going to use the spatula to put the uncooked parts of the eggs around the edges so we get everything cooked. And I want it to kind of fit this square. That's one of the reasons I decided to use this pan, because this square would make nice, evenly shaped noodles. So just get these uncooked parts all the way to the edges so they get cooked. Now I'm a little thick on this one side, but that's okay. I just have a little thick noodle. Homemade noodles sometimes always aren't the same size. And you want to make sure that you get all those uncooked parts to the edges. So you can use this as a pasta substitute in just about any recipe that you would like to do. The key is going to be not to cook it anymore after you're done. Just like toss it with your sauce or whatever. These would be really good tossed with Rao's marinara sauce as well. So now everything's set. Nothing's running off. I'm going to take my spatula and I'm going to kind of start to roll the edge down and make like a cigar roll. It's a little browner than my last one. I'm going to go ahead and take this off the heat so it's not cooking anymore. And make sure you guys can still see that on my cutting board. Get that a little closer there. So basically I'm going to just roll this. Try to might be able just to flip it out of the pan. Let's see. Here we go. Just roll it right onto my cutting board. Just like that. Set this off to the side. Try not to put the hand over top of the burner like I did last time. Get this out of the way. And then I'm going to take a sharp knife and I'm just going to cut this into noodle strips the width that I want. So I've already done 1 bowl of these, and like I said, you do 3 eggs per serving if you're just going to have the eggs as your protein. And as you can see, when they unroll, they're like noodles. Now some of them are a little prettier than others, but all in all not too bad. The more thin that you get it, probably the better off it's going to be. But these remind me of the consistency of my mom's chicken and noodles. I don't know how you'd be able to translate that over, but it'd be worth a shot. Even these uncooked pieces are going to go in, you know, just like sometimes your spaghetti noodles break. I'm just going to unroll these a little bit as I toss them in this bowl. You could also let this cool completely down and then cut them if you would like, because you're going to toss them with the stir-fried veggies and sauce at the end, so they have plenty of time to heat up. And I'm just going to stick these up in my microwave to stay warm while I'm doing the vegetables. Alright, we're going to pause this for just a second. Oh shoot. Alright, so in my skillet, I've got some asparagus, some sliced shiitake mushrooms, some sliced portobello mushrooms, and a thinly sliced sweet red pepper. You can use whatever combination of vegetables that you like in a stir fry. Oh, and I also have the white part and half the green part of some green or spring onions, or scallions as some people call them. My goal here is to end up with 3 cups of cooked vegetables. So I just used what of these that I had that I thought might end up. It was one bunch of green onions, about 8 ounces of asparagus rinsed, cut into these like 2-inch pieces, a 5-ounce package of sliced golden shiitake mushrooms, and about 4 ounces of sliced portobellos, and 2 small sweet red peppers. You can use a hotter pepper, like a Fresno or chili pepper. We just did not have those at our Kroger store. You can use white button mushrooms. You don't have to use mushrooms at all. Broccoli would be good, cauliflower, any vegetable as long as it is compliant on the Optavia lean and green guide. Zucchini, summer squash. I would not recommend tomatoes, so it's not really common with stir fry, and obviously not lettuces. Spinach, probably not that either. So, but just whatever you like. This just happens to be a combination that I like. Martha's recipe called for broccolini. We don't have that at our store, so I thought the asparagus was a good substitute for that. Broccoli is a little stronger than that, but the texture and the length and the green just kind of reminded me of it. And she also used the pepper and the mushrooms. But if you don't like those, just switch it out, use whatever you want. These measurements that what I started out with are just what I started with. You have a goal to have 3 cups of vegetables when I finish. As you can see, things are starting to cook, get a little soft. I'm going to keep the green vegetables kind of crisp. The asparagus, it'll turn bright green when it's getting done. As you can see, it's actually turning that way. The mushrooms are starting to get a little bit of a brown on them, as you can see there. Just go about another minute or 2. And when you stir fry, you stir while you fry the whole time. So you're not going to let it sit. You're going to keep it moving, just like they do in restaurants. You're going to keep it moving and going because you're using a really high heat. You don't want things to scorch. Okay, I think those are cooked just enough. I'm going to remove these from my skillet. And then I'm going to start on the sauce. I'm making 2 servings. So there, so we can get in the sauce. Leave this on high. Scrape the rest of those onions on in there. Use this spoon to measure those vegetables out later for our dishes. I've got the egg noodles already divided into 2 bowls, so they're already divided into 2 servings. Alright, so to this pan, do with my spray. I'm going to spray again. We're good. About out. Time to open up a new can. And then to this, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of grated ginger. This is fresh ginger. You can use the equivalent of ground ginger. Oops. This amount equals 1 condiment So when you look at the condiment guide, whatever amount of dry ground ginger that equals, sorry about that, should be the same. This is 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, which is also 1 condiment. Kind of give those a little push around in the pan so they can start to brown. And then you can tell it's time to add the rest of the ingredients when you can really smell the garlic and ginger. It does not take long. To that, I'm going to add 1½ tablespoons of soy sauce. I'm going to turn that heat off because this pan's got enough heat. That's 1½ condiments, a tablespoon of freshly squeezed lime juice, which is 1½ condiments, and a teaspoon of chili garlic paste, which is also a teaspoon. So I'm just going to stir that down around. Just kind of let it heat up and cook. That's enough. That's all it needs. Just kind of thickening up. That's all it needs. So I'm going to put this over on my cutting board so I can measure out my vegetables. So I want 3 cups of these vegetables. I'm going to toss with this sauce. So there's 1. Oh, it's going to be just about right. 2. Okay, I know this is just about right. So those measurements worked out really well for me. If I was going to be short, I was just going to add a little bit of a side salad on the side. This is just perfect. Adding those all in. Scrape off those there. Give these all a little toss in the pan so they get that sauce on them. And then get my 2 bowls of noodles that I had kept up here from. Divide these up in half. This is the hardest part of a lean and green meal because I want everybody to get exactly what they need. So let me put this over here so you guys can see what our noodles look like. And they're still warm. And these hot veggies going on top of them are just gonna take them right where they need to be temperature-wise. Half of them here and half of them here. I always feel like I put them start with the same and then I'm always doing this. Get all that good stuff out of there. Okay. And then what we're going to do is just lightly toss these with the noodles. Now this one I didn't unroll as I put them in so they don't look as noodly. You could also toss them back into your, yeah, see I didn't unroll them. Lesson learned. See, you can learn from my mistake there. These I actually unrolled, so they're probably going to look a little more like noodles once we toss this all together. Alright, so I've actually not tasted this. So this is a brand new recipe that I did not test beforehand either. So let me scrape everything down to the bottom so it actually looks pretty. And if I was going to plate this, I'd get something and wipe those smears off the top. But to finish it up, I'm going to take just a pinch of the rest of the green onion to garnish. And that's going to be it. Let me grab a fork. Let's see how this tastes. I'll get a piece of mushroom and a little piece of noodle. And we have some asparagus too. Definitely gives me that feeling of lo mein. And I don't know about you, but I love a good Chinese noodle dish. So hope you guys give this a try, and I hope it turns out well for you. Thanks.